It's about time you showed up, Ellie. You gonna check out Congo? Alright. Wait, actually, if you jump in there, that ain't gonna be good. But let's see what happens. Oh, Ellie. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, it is time to work on Congo again. That last episode was a few days ago. I think that was Monday. On Tuesday, we did the Forked River pinball tournament thing, and Corey Cook took it down of London Pinball. He took out me, Shiny Boy, and Mark and City. So this must have been the greatest victory of his entire life. And you can see how thrilled I was for him in the photo that I will insert now. And yeah, good job, brother. He kicked our asses. And for second place, I got this cool Bally coaster. Again, this was also made by Eric Hunter from Windsor, and he has all the rights and licensing paperwork in place from Bally. He can also do Gottlieb, Williams, and Stern. They are all also 100% on board. I promise. Wink, wink. And if you would like to purchase any of these, then yeah, look up Eric Hunter. You'll find him. He and Gwen Holowecki, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, they are the driving forces behind the Windsor Pinball League in Ontario. They're both hosts. I think they're the only hosts, and they both have nice collections. And my Deadpool Premium actually came from Gwen, apparently, so there's some history there for you. Okay, so I'm going to start reassembling the Playfield, I think. Check this out. I found some green slingshot rubbers, and I do have clear as well. Also, Kevin hooked me up with the 5/16 post rubbers that I needed, so I can totally finish with the rubbers, I believe. I have been thinking about whether I wanted to do color posts on this machine. Problem is, not really so much that it's a few extra bucks, it's that it could take me like holy dust, jeez, this towel needs to get washed. It's just going to take like 2-3 weeks to get my parts. So Warren on his Congo, he did like sort of like fluorescent green posts that on the Marco website are, you know, they say that they're for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but he ordered them, and the posts fit in them no problem. So I could go and order me some cool looking green posts, but then I'd have to wait, and I want to start reassembling, so I can't do that if I'm going to be changing out these guys. Warren also did clear posts for the double posts here, and I thought there's a slight chance I might have some double posts in stock, so maybe, but you can't even really see these posts, you know, they're pretty much hidden, so I don't think it's going to really make much of a difference. And honestly, I think these green slingshot rubbers might look pretty darn cool. I think they're glow in the dark. They might be leftovers from my X-Files. So let's see. Yeah, that might do the trick. That might just do the trick. So we'll see if I go green or clear. But yeah, I think I'm going to probably just pass on ordering the posts because I want to just get the ball rolling. Oh, also, apron cards. I did go looking on Greg Benz's website, and I'll show you what I found. Okay, my laptop was not turning on, and I realized I didn't have it plugged in. So I plugged it in, and I waited, It's still not turning on. Then I realized I plugged in the vacuum cleaner, the old shop vac. So now I've got the laptop actually plugged in. Now we're playing with power here. So I wanted to show you Greg Benz's. Oh yeah, I figured as much. My battery power is low. Okay, so Pinball. Y'all know how to spell that? Cards.com. All right. What? Did I spell it wrong? Pinballcards.com. Okay, let's just do this. Pinball cards. Okay, here we go. Pinballcards.com. This is Greg Benz's website. And for 20 bucks, you can get all these apron cards, cut, printed, beautiful. Look at this sorcery he just did. How freaking cool is that? So you can just like search here, Congo, and check it out. He's actually got 3 different versions available, and they are pretty freaking cool. So I ordered this set here, so that's coming. Like I said, he's local, so I can just go drive, you know, like 10-minute drive, and I can be at his place and get me these cards. So I'm getting some apron card update action, and again, this is what the old ones look like. They're fine, but you know what? I'm gonna update them. Monday, Congo. Tuesday, Forked River. Wednesday was soccer. Just co-ed rec. That's what I do. Just nothing too competitive. We just get a little bit of exercise, play a game, soccer, and then go drink some beer. We were up 2-0 against this team, and then shortly thereafter it was like 6-6, and then we kind of ran out of gas and we lost 14-6. So we consoled ourselves with some beers after the game. Anyway, now it is Thursday, and it is time to get started. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is remove these posts that have the original rubbers on them. I'm going to clean them, and then I am going to put on the new clear rubbers, and then reinstall everything nice and tight. All right, there it is. All these rubbers have been cleaned. The posts, everything's tight. There's a high density rubber zone right here. And then these guys are all done. That looks much better, although you'll never even ever see that, but that's okay. We gotta make everything all OCD compatible. Can't have silicone and rubber in the same machine. You just can't do it. With the slingshot rubbers, I went with the green. I think that looks good. And then look, I found a 10-pack of matching post rubbers. Hopefully that's enough. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I count that one? It's going to be tight. But these ones are just a little bit taller, so literally I just take scissors and I just snip off a little bit, and I put the kind of more rugged end on the bottom so it's less noticeable. I guess it's not really noticeable from that spot because there's going to be a plastic probably covering that, right? Or a ramp. But on something like this, you want the rugged end on the bottom and the nice factory end on the top so you don't notice the cut mark. So I'm going to install these, and then I'll temporarily throw on some fun colored flipper rubbers. Or maybe I'll just go with these green ones, clean these guys up. 2 different greens. How is that going to look? Ooh, I don't know about that. Maybe it might be cool to go translucent flipper rubbers. We'll see. I'm going to mess with that. And yeah, I'll be back. It's like a big bag of pinball candy. I ordered so many of these posts so long ago, and it's going to take me forever to go through them all. But here's the thing. Some posts are a little wider than the others. These guys that I found, transparent green, they fit on nice and snug. I had to cut that guy too. These guys are a little loose and floppy, and I just don't like that. So I have, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 of these. So I'm gonna go transparent green. I think that'll look cool. It'll fit better. And yeah, I'm gonna have to snip all these guys as well, but I think that'll look good. Okay, I think I'm done with all rubbers and posts. I found some matching glow-in-the-dark green flipper rubbers, so that's pretty sweet. I got my rubbers on my outline posts, and I adjusted both of these to be as difficult as they can get. Because before that, I just removed these rubbers, but it'd be nice to keep them on if I can. And if it's still too easy, then I'll just remove the rubbers and make it even more brutal. But yeah, have a look. I've got the transparent green. I'll get back to this in a second. Transparent, transparent. These guys, this guy, and then these two guys. So, all in all, that's what it's going to look like. I think I'm content with that. So, the cliffy here is kind of bending up. So what I'm trying to do now is remove it and kind of bend it back into place. What if I just flip it over? No, I don't think that'll work because this side is adhesive. But if I clean off the adhesive, that might be an okay solution. But look at that, scoop's actually not very bad at all. Anyway, so I removed the two posts so that I could access this cliffy and try and bend it back. And maybe it'll at least last like hundreds of games before it starts bending again. The adhesive is just not going to hold forever, so I'm going to mess with that for a bit. And I think I'm going to move on to replacing the target foam after that. All right, while I have the hood up here, let's give it a little bit of a vacuum. All right, I'm going to do a little bit better job than that, but I did most of the front, tidied it up just a little bit. This is a little crusty. No wonder my shop vac was sucking. There we go, that's much better. Okay, so this cliffy operation is better than it was. It's a little bit up on the right side, but it's definitely better. It's not lifting anymore, so that was worth the effort. And now onto target foam. I've deemed that this target doesn't get obliterated. Well, this one might, but yeah, maybe I'll do this one too. I was going to leave that one. These guys, they seem okay. Maybe I'll leave those, but for sure, I'm doing these guys. I removed them and just clean the metal back here with this little file so the new foam sticks well. Did the same for the Travicom switches. So I'll do at least those 4, and then we'll see how particular I get with the others. Okay, so I adjusted all my Playfield switches while I was at it. Slingshots, these guys. Just make sure they're all good. And then I just changed the target foam on these 4 switches for now. I think that's going to suffice. And yeah, okay, so now I've got to figure out what I want to do next. So let me ponder. Let me create some smoke between my ears and see what it is that I want to do next. Okay, so I just went and tightened all these switches from underneath because they were a little bit loose. So they're much better now. I did all these guys except for these guys. Just this lamp board kind of in the way, so I'll deal with that later. Now I must decide to go natural white LEDs or warm white. So this is going to be the first test here. I got warm on the left, some natural on the right. Power this bad boy on. Turn off my overhead light. And ooh, I might have to put those spotlights back in. Definitely pretty dark in this spot. But what do we like? What do we like? I must decide. I don't know. You can't really go wrong. Both are nice options. Congo does have more of an amber tone to it. And these natural whites are a little bit on the blue scale, which is good for like whitewater and whirlwind. And maybe Congo, but all right, I'll be back with my decision. Check this out. This thing is starting to look pretty damn good. I went with the warm LEDs, and I think it was the right choice. So they're all installed, and it's a little brighter. The spotlights are still a maybe, we'll see. But Playfield is lowered in, you can see everything starting to come together. Got all the flashers installed. And I went with incandescent, except for this volcano flasher, which I found a red one, and Amy flasher, which I found a white one. They look nice and bright. So I'd like to go into flasher test and see how they look. Flasher test here. We'll go left ramp flasher. Okay, well that ain't gonna apply. Two-way popper flasher. What? Oh, I gotta close the coin door in order to make that work. There it is. So I'm not really concerned about any of the other flashers. I test them all with my little test rig there, so I know they're all good. And I tested the LEDs too. I just want to see what they look like. So let's see. Gray Gorilla flasher. Gray is underneath the Playfield, right? So I don't know. There's one way back there. That can afford to be amped up for sure. Lower right, right ramp, volcano flasher. Here we go, this is what I want to see. Oh, that is that guy there. Okay, you know what? Maybe I should throw in an LED in that. That would be cool. You know what? Maybe I have this wire disconnected. That's possible. I'm gonna have to look at that. But yeah, I think we might have to throw potentially a red flasher in the bottom there, if I've got one. Perimeter defense, Amy flasher. Let's see. Amy. Maybe I have that one disconnected too. I just went on a disconnecting connector mission. And yeah, that's probably what happened. Okay, so I'm gonna make a couple tweaks. I'll be back. Okay, sure enough, I had the connectors disconnected there, so that was that issue. So I got the best flasher LED that I could find for the job installed. It's just white. And if I close the coin door here, should be able to see that. So that'll do a lot better than the incandescent bulb would have done. I think that will be excellent. And then, where's Amy? Here we go. Let's see if she works. Yeah, look at that. It's a little bit blinding, staring directly at it, but Yeah, okay, I might change out some more flashers to LED because as long as they're not directly in the path of my eyeballs, like those, you know, the ones that are in the plastic domes along the sides of the ramps and stuff, those can get a little obnoxious. I don't love those. But ones that are like flat into the playfield like that, they should be fine. So I might change a couple more of those out. But I think what might be fun to do next is all the insert and underside LEDs. All right, well, I just said F it, and I switched all flashers to LEDs. I didn't have all white, so there's one green there. Should be fine. And yeah, I think Dwight Sullivan would be proud. Hey, I finally found that lost T-nut. Okay, I just spent maybe 45 minutes or so replacing the LEDs. What does this one say? Is that in a still? No? But as you can see, definitely a mix of old school LEDs and incandescents. I don't think I would use these on any future shop job, but there's a chance someone could use these. So I'll put these in my non-shenanigander LED pile. And I've got like, I don't know, 180 LEDs that I don't use that are in a big pile that I'm selling, or maybe it's 270 LEDs that I listed for like 150 bucks. So if you want a whole poop load of old LEDs, then give me a shout. So I think there's a decent chance that I missed some stuff because there's a hell of a lot of bulbs under there and a heck of a lot of lamp boards. And you know, when you're placing LEDs with LEDs, sometimes it gets a little confusing and you get lost. So let's turn off the flash, let's turn on the machine and see what it looks like. There was some instances where I got a little lazy and I didn't bend out my little LED arms to make better contact. So there's one right there. Got one out. Zinj letters look pretty good. That all looks good. I had enough purple to do all the hippo lane. So that's looking pretty damn good. Let me check my diamonds. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Diamond, 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 diamond. They all look like they are correct. Sometimes I pull out of the wrong bin, like warm or natural. So, and for my greens, most of my greens I use like this style, the clear dome, just because I had them and I wanted to use them up. I actually think all these clear domes that I have currently came from possibly my old Stern Avengers, because in the factory I had like 3 different color general illumination and it would switch between colors. It was like friggin' Christmas. So I removed all that. Actually, Dutch did. And so I've repurposed a lot of those. And so far, so good. So why is gray Gorilla blue? I guess that's the closest they could get to gray. And let's see. I think, okay, these two blues look a little bit different from each other. Rollover lanes are red. Project Amy. I didn't actually realize that until now. These are matching with this guy. So I just got to check on these two blue and this one here. But I think everything else is looking pretty darn good. Yeah. Okay, I had like freaking 8 bulbs I had to deal with. So this one, I just had to bend out the arms, like I said. That's one of the ones I got lazy on. This one was actually natural white instead of warm, so it looked a little bit different. This was supposed to be warm and it was natural. I changed that. Same with that. One of the gray letters was natural and they're supposed to all be warm, so I fixed that. Fixed the blues. What was the issue there? I think it was just the old LED in there. That's what that was. I missed that. Oh, and I think it was mystery. No, it was this diamond, perhaps, was still old LED, but it was on the lamp board in a spot that you couldn't actually see unless you really tucked your head up in there. So that's how I missed that one. But now that I made all those corrections, I am happy. And I think it's looking pretty damn good. All right, so a couple things I could do is remove the lower playfield and tweak it, adjust it, LED it. I could rebuild the pop bumpers, which is not my favorite thing to do, but that has to happen before I can fully populate the playfield. And I think I'll see if I have the parts on hand. It would be nice to not have to wait. It would also be nice to go like some fun colors and like transparent bodies and whatnot, but we'll see about that. I can populate a few things like the lane guides and whatnot, so I might just kind of cheat a little bit and add a few things and procrastinate on the pop-upper rebuild for now, but I'll have a look at my stash and see what I got. I was wondering where you were. Wait, we gotta go down. We gotta get to work. Come on, Ellie, let's go. Dinner break is over. Want some chicken? Nah. Maybe she'll come down later. Meanwhile, my supper break is over. Okay, I've started to populate the playfield, and that part is exciting. You can see some of the table is bare now. I haven't done a lot, but I went on a little side tangent here. Remember this sticky switch? Well, I sprayed contact cleaner in it, and now the little yellow nub is just stuck in there permanently. So rather than muck with this any further, this is let's see if I can show you this. Let's zoom right in here. I think it says DA3 on the top left there. And I have a DB3, which is probably pretty darn close to the same thing. As long as like there's different tensions of these little nubs. So as long as the ball rolls over it fine, which DB3 is very, very common, then that should resolve the issue. So I'll just, it's literally got to solder these two wires onto the one lug. Actually, I also have to add the diode, and then just quick connect for the ground in the middle, and Bob's your uncle. All right, the operation was successful. Here's the old switch, the yellow stubborn nub. You know, if I worked him a little bit more, I could maybe get him to the point where he's potentially reliable, but you know, see, now I have to debate whether I want to throw this out or not. Probably should just do this. Bye-bye. And just for the cost of these micro switches, they're like, I don't know, let's look. Yeah, check this out. At Marco, which is typically the higher priced, you know, website for pinball parts, it's only $2. So for the $2, we throw out the old one. DB3 Shenanigans. I had this installed, soldered up, ready to go, but it wasn't registering because you needed to press the switch down like so far before it would click. And there wasn't enough room for the ball to make that happen. So I fudged with it for a bit and said, nope, this is awkward, and I'm pulling my shoulder, so I removed it. And the trick about these things is that there are two little nubs. These guys right here. I put mine on the front nub because that's how the old one was. And that just wasn't cutting it, so I thought I'd try the back nub. And now, like I said before, it would click right about at that point. Now listen. That's like a significant improvement in what I need. So that should do the trick. Okay, here's a little peek at the few things I've installed so far. Lane guides. And Amy, she's installed. So I think I resolved the issue that I was having where the ball was getting stuck here because Amy was kind of sagging down. I've got her positioned nice and firmly. I put a washer underneath her hand and on top of her hand. I did that on both sides. Tightened it down. I think it was a byproduct of maybe some loose hardware. So everything's all buttoned up now and she's in there firm. So I think that resolved the ball getting stuck there issue. Next thing is this sticky switch. And every once in a while, you'd shoot the gray zone and it wouldn't award you, wouldn't register. So now is the big test to see if I resolve that. So to do this a little more properly, let's go into switch test and see, or maybe just listen for that switch. Whoa, hello, come back here. Okay, I'm gonna launch the ball through here and we should hear two bongs, one for each switch. All right, sweet, I'd say we have that resolved. All right, I got this ramp cleaned and installed, got a couple plastics installed, and so this one socket here is a mod that probably Mike Wong did back in 2011 and had an old LED in it, but I found this one that's looking like it's going to be nice and bright. It's got 5 sides to it. Okay, I'm going to have to clip that on. It's got an alligator clip on the other side here, and it was attached to a specific socket, and I told you guys which one it was in the last episode. Do you remember? Because I need to go find it now. Okay, so here's the alligator clips. I think that it was this one, which is just general illumination. So I believe it's just going to stay on all the time, and I'm okay with that. So a little extra volcano lighting. Might have to zip tie that in the future. But let's have a look at what that looks like. Okay, ready? It's tied to a general illumination bulb, is it not? Oh, maybe it's not. WTF. I tested the bulb. What socket is that? It should be going off. Let's do all lamp test. It's not working. Okay. I will have to figure out what I did wrong. I'll be back. It's about time you showed up, Ellie. What are you up to, huh? You gonna check out Congo? All right. Wait, actually, if you jump in there, that ain't gonna be good. But let's see what happens. Oh, Ellie, there used to be a playfield there last time you jumped in there. All right, well, I'll let you do your thing. Doing a very good job. Yeah, she's inside Congo right now. And I think she heard your voice and now she's coming to you. Oh, wow. Okay, these alligator clips were being very stubborn and the connection was just not good and I couldn't figure out why. Now I think I figured it out. I think these were just crimped together, and probably because it's a little hard to solder onto this stainless steel or whatever it is, and it's a lot of metal to try and heat up. So I just tried to like glob a bunch of solder in there. Hopefully that makes for a better connection. Here's your pro tip of the day. When dealing with stuff like this, turn off your machine, because otherwise you blow fuses. And in the case of WPC 95 games, it's these silly little mini fuses, which I don't even know if I have in stock. Yep, she's dead. I thought it might have been bad when I saw a little spark under the playfield. F113 apparently is a 4.0 amp fuse. So, follow me. And here's my fuse bin. It's kind of organized in terms of amperage from lowest to highest. And in the final compartment here, I found some 5 amps and some 3 amps. So fortunately, oh wait, hold on. What do we got here? There's some babies. What are these guys? 35 amp? That we cannot use. Oh, here's more. 35 amp. Can't be using that. Anyway, I'm going to obviously go with the 3 amp and underfuse it rather than the 5 amp and overfuse it, because that could just be bad. But I have a suspicion that if I looked hard enough, I may find some more of those mini guys floating around, but I'll stick with the 3 amp. Okay, maybe I've got it figured out this time. Because before, it wasn't working with the alligator clips after I soldered them directly. I thought, okay, this is just dumb. I'm going to cut the alligator clips off completely and then just hardwire the wires directly to the socket. And so I kind of just like held them onto the socket and I'm like, why is it not working? And then that's when I discovered my fuse was blown. So now that I cut off the alligator clips, I have resoldered them back on. It's a little bit tidier. And they're clipped on there. So here is the moment of truth. See if this thing actually friggin' works this time. There's a lot of trouble, it seems, for one light bulb. But there we go. I think we finally got a good connection. And I'm not gonna really touch it because I'll blow a friggin' fuse if I do, but can't help myself. Let's just wiggle the wires a little bit. Yeah, last time I wiggled it, the light was coming on and off. So finally, we're good. Let's see what it looks like with the mountain on. We'll just do a little dry fit here. Oh, it looks like this is actually the next piece that needs to get installed anyways. So that worked out. This is an older style LED, but it looks fairly bright. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty cool, actually. Got a little bit of orange. Wonder if I should turn that general illumination bulb to red. I think I like that idea. Is there any other GI bulbs back here? No? Yeah, I think I'm onto something. We're going to do that. I'll be back with the results. All right, it's time to wrap things up. Let's have a look at where things are for now. Another good dent. It's probably down here for, I don't know, 3-4 hours or something. Spent one of those hours on that one light bulb. But we got Amy, we got volcanoes. Put the red GI bulb right there. I think it looks pretty good. And then There's the troublesome bulb that's all happy now. I think that looks pretty good. Threw in a spotlight here. Well, it was another old bulb in there. Actually, I think it was incandescent with a orange condom. Yeah, this guy here, that's what was in there. And that has been changed out. So, I think the next thing I'm gonna have to do is deal with the pop bumpers and a lower playfield. I think that'll make for a good episode. But for tonight, I think we're done here. And note to self, with the new orientation of the workshop, okay, when like swinging around this corner, stop hitting your head on the pipe, because even though there's insulation there, it still friggin' hurts.